Welcome to For Love and Play. I'm matchmaker comic Elle Meisel. With me is comedians Keenan Weaver and Louie B. For Love and Play, the show about dating like a goddamn adult. We're going to discuss who to spend your time with for love or for play. Let's do it, boys.
This show contains adult content for entertainment purposes. Listener discretion is advised.
Not a doctor.
Right, we're back with another episode of For Love and Play. Our numbers are growing, so I just want to thank the people who are downloading and hearing us. We really appreciate your input and you taking the time to listen to us. I'm back with our favorite people. The Queen, what's going on?
What's up? How are you, Keenan?
I'm all right, Al. And the Duke, what up, Louie?
Let's do this.
Nice. So, actually, the topic of our conversation today is going to be the currency of attraction. We put out a new blog, For Love and Play, WordPress.com. You can go check that out. And one of our first posts was from the great Louie, who had an article. How about you explain the article, Louie? Just give the listeners who may have not have read it just a little taste of where you were coming from with that.
I wrote this article several years ago for my own personal blog, and I thought I would, transfer it over here and see what you guys thought about it. Basically, I was having a discussion with a friend of mine, and pretty much the gist of it is no matter what a woman is looking for, she has a price. Like hello. Like if a woman is looking for money, like you have to make a over $100,000. That's her price. Or she's not. Yeah. Even though she's not gonna love you. You could be as nice a guy as you want, but unless you have that certain amount of money, she ain't messing with you. She ain't gonna fall in love with you. There's some women that they respond to good looks, and you could be the nicest guy in the world, but if you look like Chunk from the Goonies, or that retarded dude from the Goonies, hey you guys, you're not. Chick is not gonna mess with you no matter what. And and there's some girls that they like the bad boy. They like the dude that's been in prison. He has a sense of danger. You could be correct. You could have the money. You could have a house. You could have
the closest thing to an acceptable.
Okay, don't worry. Let me finish. You could jump my shit when I'm done. I promise you. There's certain women that if you're a bad boy, you've been in jail, you can still be living at mom. If you have that sense of danger, a woman will fall in love with you for that. And there's the rare type of woman. The rare type of woman, she likes the nice guy. She likes Mr. Dependable. She likes the nice guy. She likes a boring, the guy that most women would consider boring and predictable. But he's gonna come home at night. He's gonna pay the bills, he's gonna rub your feet. That's her price. So no matter what, a woman has a price to what will buy her love. All women are for sale, pretty much.
Okay, all right. Let me just make sure I have the gist of this. Kind of recap it and consolidate it for our listeners. Mm-hmm. Louie, your position is no matter the trait can be money. A trait could be being a bad boy attitude. A trait can be being a good guy that a woman might be able to walk over. Whatever that trait is, it's kind of a barter system for a relationship.
Yes,
got it.
All women are for sale.
Okay. So I want to respond. I have a few rebuttals. Okay. All right. Here's the thing. This is like, okay, honing on one area. I don't like the rules of life. Wah, wah, wah. Cry, cry, cry. Things should be different because they're tough for me. I don't want to do the work that everybody else does. You see this everywhere. I'm saying this is just one area. People, I don't know how to make it any clearer. Like, people with something want people with something. People with nothing will want someone with something, and they find themselves in very unhealthy relationships if they do snag that person with more of that something. I mean, at 31 years old, I cannot and will not, there's nothing for me to talk about, have a meaningful relationship like you are going to be my boyfriend, I'm going to be your girlfriend, and that's going to go down with someone who has essentially literally nothing to offer me. I'm sorry. Like, that's what the cost of career-driven, level-headed, manages money wisely. Like, that's what a partner of that is going to cost.
Yeah, but not even someone who is career-driven. I feel like the article took this one tone of man versus woman, but in general,
men want women to accept nothing. All right.
In general, it's not about that. It's not necessarily just about that. That's kind of life. As you started off, it's life. We are in a system of, are you buying what I'm selling?
We're in a society, though, Keenan, and this is very bad. We're in a society of people who are upset that individuals come with expectations at this stage of the game, at this stage of life. People are upset about this. I'm saying, at what point does failure stop becoming okay? You know how many girls I know, I don't care if someone has money, but let me tell you, when he shows up empty-handed on Valentine's Day, your birthday, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, you care then. When you're paying for all the dinners or 50-50, I don't feel special. You care then, but you didn't want to look like a bitch on paper going into the equation saying, I care about money. So gentlemen, I make this easy for you. I care about money. If you have none, believe me, so many more fish in the sea. This one, not for you. Swipe left. So rather than me being a selfish gold digging bitch, my response to that is, who wants to dig for gold? I want to trip over the big pile in the center of the floor that's visible in everybody's sight. I'm not digging for squat. There's no short women who will take you with nothing. I am not one of those people. Period. Close case.
All right.
I'm hardworking. Mm-hmm. I raise my children well. My children go to great schools. Their every life and need is taken into consideration and focus. Like, I'm a person who plans ahead. I'm a person who plans on where their money goes. I'm sorry. I feel like that's a very valuable, in fact, being a matchmaker for 12 years, I know that's a valuable asset in being a partner to a person with a lot of money. Why should I hand that away on a gamble, someone younger, less, whatever, rather than wait my turn and just have a functioning relationship with the right person? Why does that make me a bitch? Because I don't want to gamble on what someone else is doing.
And I completely agree. So what I'm saying, what I'm saying for you specifically, though, is the whole currency of attraction is that everybody has some type of trait. Everybody has some type of product to sell. And everybody has a consumer or demographic that's going to go and be attracted to buy that product. That's just how life works. And I'm trying to use that business analogy so you can really see that it's not necessarily just money. Like, we always harp on women are attracted to guys with money, right? But if you continue throughout his article, he definitely spoke on other traits like the bad boy or just everybody has things to bring to the table.
Right.
What I like about you, Yael, is you're one of the women that kind of doesn't hide the storefront. You open your store and you have everything out on the title.
Right.
Like instead of it saying Big Lots dollar store, you have Big Lots $5 million store. And if you don't have $5 million, like
bitch,
you
please, you shouldn't even come into this Big Lot.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, look, you got y'all missing the point. I mean, it's easy to say, okay, he's whining, he's this, is that. What the whole point of me writing this article was to basically expose the bullshit. Like, and the bullshit is not hold on, let me finish. Because there's a lot of women that would say, oh, well, it doesn't matter if he's looks a certain way or has a certain amount of money. And you just said it. It does, in the long run, it does matter. And I mean, the whole point was for, whatever guy reads this is, hey, step your game up. It's not saying, hey, women, lower your standards. It's more like, hey, women, at least be honest with what you want.
I read something that I think is very interesting and very much worth talking about. I read a post by a relationships expert on Facebook saying that single mothers don't have the right to be picky. These women not being picky, I'm saying statistically as a whole, these women accepting whatever shit swipes right or left on a dating app, these women not having the sense to sift through that pile, big time damage is done. Big time damage damage is done when these women F up. Huge problems occur. And it's like, there's got to be some order and there's got to be some step up your game. Maybe if enough men were just blatantly denied sex on a regular basis, we can go back to men treating women like ladies, going on a date. I'm just saying it's so hard to even have a functioning relationship anymore because sex is so easy and so free. Why should I build with this person when I can just go F 10 of those people? Like, there's a bigger, I'm not going to lower my standards. And if someone wants to date me, they have to step up their game because I'm not accepting you broken. And I'm sure as shit not going to even remotely participate in fixing you.
Okay, well, that's fine. That's good. Don't lower your standards. No one's saying for you to lower your standards. But when it, I guess going a little off topic, but when it comes to single mothers, I mean, especially from what you see online, the caliber of single mother, they don't, I mean, you're a different caliber of single mother. You got your own place.
I mean, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You got your own place. You got a good thing going for yourself. But most of these single mothers, they've had kids with losers, and they've had kids with guys that had nothing to begin with, and then they have like 2,000 miles on the odometer, having 2, 3, 500 bastard kids, and then now I want a guy that makes $100,000.
Now I want a good man.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
you should have thought of that 2 children ago.
So,
right.
So yeah. I mean, so you shouldn't be wanting a guy that has his shit together. No, fuck you. Why do I gotta be? Why do I gotta be earning $100,000, no kids, no other responsibilities, just to pick up the slack because you decided to choose wrong? No, fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, with the whole single mom thing, it still goes back to you need to shop in a store that you belong in. So what I'm saying is, you know if your wardrobe is from a TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross type level, you know that
there's nothing wrong with those stores. By the way.
I'm just saying, you know where you're at when you go purchase things. You should know where you're at when it comes to dating. So my rule for specifically single moms, and then we'll get off of that because I feel like we'll have a topic about single moms all day, is not necessarily for you to lower your standards. Single parents in general, you don't have to lower your standards, but on the flip side, if you're dating someone who necessarily doesn't have kids or doesn't come with that particular type of baggage, then you should have full cooperation. So for me personally, if I'm dating a single mom and she's giving any type of real ridiculous resistance, I'm like, all right, yo, are you serious? You're not worth the resistance. You need to be cooperating this. Yeah, it's just, if you're not coming with the same level of baggage or whatever, you need to cooperate more than someone who does it. And that goes back to like what Louis was saying in part of his article, is a guy who maybe has money, or not even necessarily money, but a guy who has a good head on his shoulder, a good job, stable, things of that nature, he can kind of be a jerk. He gets more leeway. So it's the same it's the same thing. It's about that leeway. No, listen, what you're bringing to the table, you give more leeway to certain people that are presenting certain things.
Right. No, see, like one thing that I actually live by my own self, by the way, so this is taking my own advice, is that you have to take a look at who you are, where you were, and where you hope to be. If you know that you want to have this type of lifestyle, whatever that lifestyle is, with this type of partner, whatever that individual is, you have to be every day a person who would actually attain these things. That's
striving for that. Yes.
You have to be actively every day in your life striving to become this idea of your best possible self.
Exactly.
Like, I realized when I became very serious about work, I changed in a lot of other areas, because at the end of the day, I'm being straight. I don't want poor people problems, period. I'm not saying that they're not valid, they're not important, that they're self-inflicted. None of that. I'm saying that I don't want them. You know what I mean? I appreciate what they are. Like, I don't want anything to do with it. So therefore, I'm going to do these things to avoid that having be my outcome. But I'm committed to, I'm committed to this ideology where let's say when you're in a dry spell, when you're feeling sad and depressed and like you haven't gone on a date in a while, you kind of want to start lowering your standards. So like the lonely is starting to like play with you a little bit, but then you have to remember there's a cause and effect to everything. Lowering my standards, this is the instant gratification. This is the ridiculous outcome. Waiting for this works. works. You know what I mean?
Right. No, exactly.
Very few people have the stomach and the discipline to do that. Very few. To want what they want and want it so badly, they will change and go through the blood, sweat, and the tears and the being broke and business being up and business being down, waiting for money but being broke while I'm telling you, when you're willing to sacrifice to have a higher standard of life and living, the sacrifice is all worth it, and the instant gratification bullshit situations really just knock you off your path. They in no way help you get to the top.
Like, one question I just want to ask, because, you know, I kind of made this point earlier, like, asking for a guy that has all this, or what makes women think they, you know, they have to be at a certain level to deserve it?
100%. So make yourself deserve it, because no one's going to give it to you. And if they do, they're giving it to you for something sinister in exchange.
Exactly. Like I said,
he's not fucking because he respects you, or because he cares.
Your standard and your expectations. You should yourself meet your standards and expectations in other people, no matter what. Not even just for dating. If you expect something, you need to be bringing that level of expectation to the table as well. I have two things I also, in response to what Al said. The first thing being, if you move forward with your relationships with that same dichotomy, like you said, of working towards what you expect your mountaintop to be. We're not putting any definitions on whatever someone says success is. But as long as you're striving to be your best self every day, day in, day out, then you should have that expectation from the other person. So I'll give you one example that's completely not relationship related, but shows exactly what you were talking about. So my first car out of college, when I got my first job, I bought a Nissan. Good car, good quality car, brand new Nissan, and I liked the car. I really did. I wanted the BMW, the Mercedes, and all these things, but that was a reach at my time. And my dad was like, you know, you got to start and work your way up. Don't just jump to the top, right? That was his lesson. So I get this Nissan, and like all cars, it doesn't matter what type of car you have, there's going to be problems. You got to put it in for oil change. You got to do the maintenance. You got to, if something happens, you got to get it fixed, right? But with Nissan, when you get it fixed, I had to pay for like the rent-a-car. The pricing was so astronomical every time something got fixed. It was just a very bad experience. I remember one day my tire pressure light would always come on, and I would check my tire and it was fine. I'm like, why is this light on? And I had to take it to the dealership, and they said, oh, your computer is just stuck. Your tires are fine. We'll reset your computer. It's $100. I was like, okay, this is just ridiculous. The car is just eating my bank account for these just little things. So when that lease was done, I took the bus for 4 years, because my thing was, I set the standard of I will never ever drive another Nissan again because I had all these problems. So I took the bus, sacrificed so I could save. Now I have my Cadillac, and anytime my Cadillac goes in the shop, they give me a loaner car. It's like basically free of charge. I don't pay anything. All I got to do is watch Fox News with all the other rich white people in the dealership. Like, that's the only thing I really have to do. But that was me staying to my standard and making sure that I worked to get to that standard. So last night, the second response to what you had said, last night I was talking with a younger comic, and we were just talking about how in dating and when you're trying to get women, a lot of guys and a lot of women lower their standards.
Yes, they do. And they're miserable for it.
And they're miserable. And they lower it for different reasons too. For this conversation with a guy, it was more so about just sex. And if you have sex with 5, 7s, 8s, whatever, it was about that. And I was telling them, you never lower your standards, even if you're in a drought. Because when you lower your standard, whoever you lay with, you're the equal.
Right.
So either you are going down because you lower your standard, your perception will then go down.
Right.
People realize they know who I date, they see that I date a certain type of woman.
See, you know what? Finish your thought. I have something to add.
Go ahead.
No. I want to hear what you have to say, because I think it might be interesting. I want to see if we're on the same page.
I'm just saying that I have a certain standard, and I promote that standard at all time. It's almost like developing developing a brand. It's like certain people should know not even to come up to Yael because she creates this brand. Same for me. I date a certain type of woman. If you don't fit this type, then you shouldn't be shopping in the Keenan store. Like, that's just what that is.
Right. Keenan Mart, you have to have an app. It's like Costco. You have to pay to shop there. Once you're inside the Costco, it's awesome. You're getting bags of beautiful asparagus for like $4. But you got to pay to be in Costco. Not anyone. You can't just walk in off the street into Costco.
Right.
Costco the shit. There are diamonds at Costco that surpass those at Tiffany. I read a study on it a few years ago.
Right. So it's not to say that one brand is better than the other and people are it's just to say that it'd be crazy if you were walking into, let's look at the same company. It'd be crazy. Banana Republic owns Banana Republic, Gap, and Old Navy, right? But you would never see Old Navy jeans in the Gap store because that destroys their brand and the Gap standard.
Yep.
So if you as a person lowers your standard, it's like you being Banana Republic and having Old Navy jeans in the Banana Republic store. Someone who shops regularly at Banana Republic goes in there and sees this Old Navy jeans, you're going to be like, nope, this is not the standard that I've come to shop at. So I'm going to another store that I know is maintaining their standard.
So something that I wanted to add that I think is very on point with this is like, hopefully the person that you're laying next to is on your level, basically, right? Hopefully I don't know if good enough is the right, that's kind of like a little bit going back to what you were saying, like the person next to you needs to be at level with you, right? Right. So one of the things that my mother and I, all right, trying to get my words in order. I'm the girl you would only have to break up with one time. And it is because of exactly what you just said. Like, if you think you can do better, there's nothing for me to renegotiate at that point. You know what I mean? Because that means for whatever reason, you feel that I'm not the right fit for whatever reason that is.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely, I agree with that. You are setting exactly what your standard, your expectation of even action is going to be.
Right. Like if you can't grow with me for whatever reason, I don't want you to be in a relationship where you feel like you are with somebody who's beneath you. And here's something that I've kind of pieced together in recent history with a situation in my own life is that there was a gentleman and I that keep like going into the on and off early stages of boyfriend girlfriend, kind of like, and then he always properly breaks up with me. And I discussed this with my therapist the other day. I really was like, I don't believe this guy would go out of his way to miscellaneous fuck me. I don't believe it. He's a good-looking guy, makes a decent amount of money, educated, smart, good teeth, smells good, nothing about this boy. He doesn't have to look far to find some sex for the evening. Do you get me? And He goes, I get you. I said, but he keeps coming back to me. I don't think this guy's just trying. He goes, you know what it is, Yael? You know what it is? I said, what is it? He goes, you're absolutely right, by the way. This dude does not need you to randomly get laid. 100%. He keeps flopping back and forth. He said, this is actually worse than him trying to hit it with you. He can't decide if you are what he needs. He can't decide. He keeps checking in almost to see where you've made improvement and growth, almost as if like, are you good enough for me? And that was honestly how I felt.
Yeah, and I would actually stop there because for him to check in on you to see if you're growing is a very that's an elitist stance on his side to keep coming back to see if you're now ready for me. I would think more so the reverse of that is he's not ready. But the problem is he's not learning the lesson because you're allowing him to walk back in and out of the store. So it's like, all right, if you go to a bodega, you could go in, you can come out, you can go in, you can come out. Spanish people, they don't really care. The Spanish store owners, they don't care. You go into a Korean store or an Asian store, they're like, are you here to buy? You here to buy? That is it. Don't be coming in my store, looking around, shopping. My store is not window shopping store, right? So what you did, Yael, is you allowed him to keep walking in and out of your life. You were always there. That's the reason why he always came back. It's not necessarily he's trying to hit it and quit it. It's not necessarily he's trying to wait for you to grow. It's that you allowed that action of it is okay for you to keep coming back and putting your foot in the pool. Like, it is okay for this to happen. And he hasn't learned the lesson because you didn't stop it. So whether he learns a lesson, like if it could be love and he doesn't know what he's doing, if you had stopped it, then he would have the real consequence to deal with. Or if it's not love and maybe he goes through drought sometime, that's what a lot of the sex is about.
And honestly, dude, I'm not saying that that's an impossibility. I'm not taking that option off the table. Please don't think that I'm that naive. Oh dear God. I'm just saying that, like, I find it odd, okay? Like, there's more stuff connected to, like, hitting it with me than someone maybe closer, younger, blah, 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 blah. It could be. I never said that this wasn't sexually charged. I'm saying that I find it hard to believe that it's solely sexually charged.
Right.
That's where I'm not saying that that's not even a component. Like, I wrote this joke on Facebook the other day about how it's always nice to know that there's a beautiful 23-year-old man that wants to have sex with you. That is always nice to know when you're 31 years old. Hot 23-year-old dude wants to hit it. Whether he does or not is irrelevant. It's the thought that counts. So my friend John being like, oh, I'm going to put her into check. He's like, the dude doesn't want to date you. He just wants to come on your face.
Yeah.
I'm like, of course he just wants to come on my face. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I don't know that. It's the fact that whilst he wants to come on the faces of, like, sorority sisters, he still thinks that I'm hot enough that he wants to do it to me too. I never said he was gonna, but, like, shit, the fact that he wants to, what does that say about me? Like, if Kylie Jenner, is that her name? Kaylee? Which one?
Whatever.
Ty girlfriend. Whichever Jenner that is. Fine. Tyga's girlfriend.
I don't know their names. I don't know their genders. I have no idea about that fan. Like, I just don't know.
I just heard that Yael likes the thought of her becoming a glazed donut.
What? Anyway, no. If Tyga's girlfriend, who just turned 18 years old, thought Keenan was hot, Keenan's not dating an 18-year-old girl, whether it's Tyga's girlfriend or not. Like, but it's the thought that Tyga's girlfriend would be like, I would hit that shit. That is still a nice thought. She's over the age of 18. She's smoking sexy, and she thinks you're cute. Enough there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely flattering to know that someone has some level of interest. And to bring it back to the article and the whole currency of attraction, that's what we're saying. We're saying that every relationship has some type of dependency, has some type of exchange. It's just you knowing what that exchange is. So men do it too. The article was very toned towards how women are bought, but men are bought with the same very type of things.
Yes.
It's just a different trait. I buy a certain type of product from women. So I remember this one girl that I was talking to, and she had said, I had told her no, like I rejected her on like a booty call, right? I was like, yeah, you're kind of far. I'm not really coming out that way.
Oh, that's the worst burn, dude, by the way. When a dude doesn't want to F you and you're initiating the booty call, that's the grossest feeling in the world.
I mean, yeah, it's bad.
I feel like I've tried to, like, I should go to jail. You know what I mean? Kind of like I opened my, like, you know what I mean? Like when a streaker flashes you in the trench coat. That's what it's like when a booty call goes south initiated by a woman. Go on.
But what I'm trying to say is not how I'm a dick or how I'm rejecting sex. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, it can be harsh. Mm-hmm. But what she said was, that's crazy because I could call 10 guys and it's almost like pussy is not your kryptonite. I can call 10 guys and 9 of them will come. I want you and you're not coming, right? And my thing was, okay, yes. And she used the word manipulation. My thing is, she wasn't necessarily knowing what would get me over there. The actual that sex is happening wasn't enough for me to go. Any other girl could have called that night and would have been like, yo, Keenan, I cooked, and I would have been there. So all she had to do was flip that's the trait that I love. I love food.
I should have invited you over for a barbecue.
That's it. All you had to do was like, yo, I got a rack of ribs on the grill.
$20 date, $7 bottle of wine, a throwaway grill for $5, some hamburger meat, a bag of salad.
Yo, Keenan, I made some some Spanish yellow rice. You want to come over and get a BJ too?
It's got chorizo in it.
It got some chorizos and gandules.
That's how you get at me like that. You just use food.
So I just proved that Keenan will go gay for yellow rice with chorizos and gandules.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. As long as I'm the one that's pitching and not catching.
That's my price.
For dinner, if I invite you over for dinner, that is like a huge. Anyone who wants to go out with me now, I'm now like, oh, do you know I have a podcast? Yeah, why don't you listen to a couple episodes? Not even in a snobby way, just like, no, I want you to get to know me before the date. Not even, you know what I mean? Just, yeah, we're going to go out on Thursday. Why don't you just get through the shit?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you get an idea of what you're dealing with prior to going through the door. That gives you time to cancel. Like, if I make you dinner, that's it. That's huge. I like you a lot. That's like having the girlfriend experience. Like, Keenan has, like, you know, you're not getting the boyfriend experience out of Keenan until you're there. Right. Invite you over for dinner, that's like you're getting the girlfriend experience. Like, that would never happen on accident. I wouldn't even waste such an experience on a person I didn't want to be my legit boyfriend. Like, if I let you come over, forget it. That means something when I've shut that barrier. Like, our relationship exists outside my house. End of discussion.
And that's the funny thing. Earlier, you had said that getting sex is so free and so abundant that guys react a certain way because of that.
Right.
And right now, you're definitely just describing between my experience with her and what you just said. There's a world right now where sex with a woman is easier to obtain than dinner, than her cooking food. Like, food is way more intimate than sex at this point.
Yeah, especially if I'm inviting you over, forget it. Like, there was a friend of mine, I had people over for Shabbat dinner a few weeks ago, and he has a friend that I like, and he goes, oh, can I bring so-and-so with me? And I was like, nope, no.
Rejected.
No, absolutely not. No way. If he wants to get, I'm so past. Like, if someone else were having a Shabbat dinner and he were going to be there, not a problem. I would still go. But, like, I don't know you well enough to, like, let you into my house and, like, see what I'm like in front of my friends. No, not yet. You're not there yet with me. Sorry.
I just find that to be a very interesting and hilarious dichotomy that now women protect not between their legs more. It's now their pots and pans.
Yeah, you know what it takes. You know that
I kind of like him. No, I don't want to get to know him in front of all my friends. If he were a brand new stranger, a friend of mine is coming in from out of town that I have no romantic interest in, that's a different situation.
But I get the friends thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't necessarily know if the double standard really reaches over to the male side, but I've only introduced a girl that I'm, like, seriously dating to my friends, like, a couple of like, I treat my friends the same way I treat, like, bringing the girl home to see my mother. Like, it's really, they're the first step. Then it's mom. But I won't even bring her to my friends unless I already think I can bring her to my mother. Like, it's that same level of, let's take it this way.
I think we went a little bit off topic.
We definitely went on a little tangent. I feel like it was fine. I just said to try to bring it back through all of those self-experiences and the experiences that AL went through or shared. It's just that everybody has a price.
Yeah.
Everybody has a trait. Everybody has things that they're attracted to. And there is a currency of attraction.
Yeah.
There definitely is. That's just how the world works.
So, I mean, that's the point. That's the point of my whole article, is just basically bringing it out, making it more honest. It's not saying, oh, well, you know, I'm not getting laid because it's... No, it's like, okay, well, you know, stop. Let's cut the bullshit and just be like, let's just put it out there. I only want guys, or I only want a girl. Let's stop with the crap. Like, I want a nice guy. Like, no, you don't want a nice guy. I want a guy with a 12-inch cock and a huge bank account. Okay, boom, honest. That way, let's not waste fucking time. Because I'm tired of going on dating sites saying you're looking for a nice guy with a sense of humor, and here I am. I come at you, and I get spoken to like you caught me jerking off in front of your house.
But see, that's where Yael came from when she said that it sounded like you're whining, is because that's what it's coming off of. Like, you're like, I don't want to deal with, I don't want to do, like, that's what you're saying.
Right. Then you're basically saying, I don't want somebody with standards.
No. I'm just saying.
He's not saying exactly standards.
No.
He's not saying exactly standards. He's saying that,
be honest.
Right now, there's a haggling game to play, and he's saying, if you're upfront like Yael is, it'll be an easier interaction because I know not to walk. I know not to hit you up with that message. I know, because I know I'm not that.
Yeah.
Right?
Boom.
Which is a cool expectation, but that's not the world we live in.
Something that I think there's a very powerful lesson to learn by watching the evolution of Prince William and Kate Middleton's marriage. As their like relationship and marriage evolved, like how could a girl who doesn't come from big, huge money, the parents are upper middle class, they're like Westchester folk, but they're by no stretch of the imagination ballin'. I mean, you know, how does a girl like that, aside from looks, she's college educated, how does she marry a prince? Well, what she provided, what that dynamic provided to Prince William that he did not get at home was normal structure, family values. Like, he's very close with his in-laws. He was always close with his in-laws because they gave the prince something he never got at home: unconditional love from two stably married, well-to-do parents who love, raise, and actively support their children. So that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, because she emulated that type of wife credentials, it was attractive to a prince. Like, yes, right. Like everything has a currency, but also being level-headed, stable, normal, rational, with a plan, with a goal. Look what just having that can attain one person in a partner.
We had this conversation the other week off air about how you don't have to say like your standard is 100K, right? You not necessarily looking for a guy that has that set amount in the bank account, but who has that set type of potential, who is actually working towards that. So
right.
You can be in the process of failing on that road to that type of guy, but you are working and actively working towards that. So that's just like my rule of, if there's a woman that has
I'm saying this is a story of a girl who being together and smart and coming from good parents and didn't have you know what I'm saying? Being a person without one night stands and shit under her belt, like, it landed her a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I get both sides. Like, I get where Louis is coming from with, be honest with what you want, be honest with what you're attracted to. So name the price. Like, he's saying advertise the price. He wants to see the price tag next to the product. And I understand the other side of, you need to know what type of product you are too and who you're attracted.
Mm-hmm. If I had to make a hypothesis, seriously, about how Louis is going to find, I'm not even saying this condescendingly, if anything, it's actually a compliment. So before you jump in to defend yourself, let me finish my thought. Louis is one of those people that is a very hard on paper sell. You are. So am I, by the way. Mm-hmm. Keenan, not so much. We can sell that shit sight unseen all day. Mm-hmm. You and I, not so much. What I think where you're going to find love and happiness, truthfully, is in a relationship with someone that you meet organically, whether she's another comic, something relevant to. I think you're going to meet a nerdy, funny, silly, cute girl. I would say, like, the girl that I see winning your heart, if I had to think of a celebrity that would remind me of her, I would say someone with the personality of Penelope from Criminal Minds.
Oh, I love her.
Someone with that dorky, cute personality is going to be the girl that steals your heart, and I think it's going to happen over an evolution of time. That's how I see it happen. And you're putting yourself in every situation where you're likely to find, like, this is to your credit, everything that I've seen you do over the last few months, you're actually putting yourself in the position to find that cutesy, nerdy, you know, not boiled, cute personality, not crazy. You're putting yourself in a position to meet that girl.
I love what you just said there, because I feel like that's we need to make sure we mark this. That's a whole nother show topic, just about putting yourself in a realm to actually attract your demographic.
Like Louis, since we've been doing the show, and since, you know, Louis and I have been close now, I would say since the end of the winter. Like, we've been friends since like the end of the winter. And I think that, like, I've helped push a more confident person out. And it's interesting because usually when you start to do good, think good, and start evolving into good, that's usually when the shark comes swimming. And the shark, you know what I mean? That's when the naysayers start to say nay, because you're starting to rise above and be better. And that actually happened with Louis, and the way he handled it was remarkable. No one yet. No, I mean, I know that had the same situation happened a year prior, the outcome would have been catastrophic. Mm-hmm. And this was handled like, you know what, whatever. I have to, like, I'm moving on. And that's why I feel like with the growth that I've seen you make, I don't think you specifically, I think I fall under this umbrella too. I don't think Keenan would ever have an issue, because Keenan's going to attract a quality woman through any vessel. You and I need to have that. It needs to be there needs to be an attraction and a flirtation thing going on for a while before it's going to grow into something. That's usually statistically how people like you and me fall in love. I think that you have done everything, and I think you've put yourself in a position where you are actually going to organically meet that girl. And I think that's a huge, like, that should lift a burden off your shoulders, because that cute Penelope type, while they don't run after money, they run after other things. You know what I mean?
Like wit.
Money, like wit, like stability, like normalcy, like the fun mentality, the liking to do these kinds of nerdy things. They come with that, but they also want you to be stable, solid, and normal at the same time. So it's like a different type of woman, where you have the women like me who would love to go to a fashion show. That would be my idea of a good time. You have girls like her who would want you to go paintball shooting with them. Am I wrong? Have I pegged your ideal match incorrectly?
Well, I am kind of attracted to Penelope from Criminal Minds.
That's a great show.
It's a great show, isn't it?
She is my type, and you know, when I googled her and I found out, oh, she's lesbian. Like, I had a shot.
But I'm saying the type of girl that I would think of you, that I would think for you, would be her type, only not a lesbian.
Yeah.
I would find one that is a heterosexual.
Yeah.
I would try. Yeah. I mean, I would do my best. I would. Now, by the way, you are not a lesbian, right?
Right.
No lesbians over here. You promise? Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's just because this particular person is a man, and he does not want to date a lesbian, and a lesbian will likely not want to date him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, you know, yeah. Well, so
I don't know. So, like,
moving on.
But, okay, so if that's the type that you're attracted to, and that's the type that you would actually like, what traits do you think you have?
Oh, nothing yet. I'm working on it as we speak. So, you know, I mean,
okay.
I know.
You want the honesty.
Yeah.
You want the
look,
honesty.
I'm dumb honest with myself. I'm hyper aware of my situation, and I'm making moves. I'm making moves to change
a different situation, right? And for some reason, Yael keeps pulling me out of the group as if I don't have my own flaws.
Beautiful people have problems too. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make that clear that the thin and the beautiful, they struggle with shit too.
But the general, whether you think you're beautiful or not, whether you think you're funny or not, whether you think you're attractive or not, the thing is, you want to present your best self. You want to sweeten the pitch almost, right? You want to make sure that you're giving the things that you do well to attract whomever you're trying to attract. Mm-hmm. That's what everybody has to do. Some people have the trait where what they use to attract is external, right? As beauty, right? That's fine. I try to put every trait is equal footing, because traits just make up the person. So you just need to know how to sweeten your pit. It's like Shark Tank. The ones that come out with that real flashy presentation and knows their stuff, knows their numbers, that's the one that gets picked up. That's the one that Mark Cuban's like, oh yeah, I'll throw 200,000 at, or Damien. Like, that's what happens. Since we're doing these TV show analogies, I figured that'd be perfect. Like, you gotta pitch yourself well. So the things that I know Louis can do, you gotta show that up front whenever you're meeting any type of woman that you're attracted to. Like, I know that you're quick on your feet and you're witty and like, I know that. But I also know that you could be a little abrasive and obscene. A
little.
Right? You tend to show everything. You tend to be quick-witted and abrasive, or quick-witted and offensive. You need to just be quick-witted and slowly show that other side. You gotta let somebody get used to that. It's just like me. I'm very nonchalant. I can't show nonchalantness really up front when it comes to a relationship, because then the woman thinks I don't care about her, which is true. So that's why I'm single. Like, this is what happens.
I mean, this is pretty much
a true statement, by the way.
I'm not trying to put that off. Like,
actually, I got audio of me me meeting a chick for the first time.
Okay.
Surprise, motherfucker. Surprise, motherfucker.
Hey, I'm Louie.
Did you come with the French fries too in your hand?
Some fries, motherfucker.
Did you hold the French fries though? Did you have it out?
No. I came empty-handed, unfortunately.
See, that's where you went wrong.
Yeah, some fries. Yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't get laid. I don't.
It is a mystery.
It is. I mean, yeah. Oh, like let's say I came up to you and I was like,
surprise, motherfucker.
Would you go on a date with me?
I would scream. I would scream and cry. I'd be like, no!
Right.
Louie, I feel like we're beating a dead horse with this point, but I keep telling you, you think creepy, so that's what comes out first.
It's not that I think creepy, it's just that I'm treated like I'm creepy, so I'm like, fuck it, I guess I'm gonna play my role.
Okay, shut up. All right. No, I want you to hear this. This is awful. I have the most humiliating situation of my 31-year-old life. The most embarrassing situation with a boy since I turned 31 happened yesterday.
Oh, okay.
You think you have problems, dude? I wish I would have. I don't know how. You know how people say like stress will kill you, and I'm like, that's a lie. Stress is never gonna kill you. Stress is gonna torture you alive. So this has been professionally the past week one of the roughest weeks of my life. I made a very big, extremely expensive mistake at work, and there in real estate you can't have expensive mistakes. I am not having a good week. Shit has been bad. So for the past 3.5 weeks, I have a friend who has been pushing me because he's like, I know you're lonely. I know ain't no one hit that in 20 years. He's like, I think you should try to date this other individual who's a comic. All right. Paint the picture. This comic smoking hot. B, not Jewish. C, much younger than me. 4, we get along. We've been on a show or two together. We have a rapport. We like each other. This is not a bad idea. The only 2 things I'm worried about is not being Jewish because I'm a bitch like that, and the fact that he's mad young. However, every once in a while, we can look the other way should the right situation present itself. Maybe there's enough here for these things to not matter, at least for now. All right, fine. So we're chatting on the phone every day. We're texting each other. We're becoming friendly. We're trying to figure out times to do things. I totally think, wow, this boy digs me. He had a comp to a show at a really awesome venue a few weekends ago. He offered one to me. I thought, no way is this boy not trying to court me. So after a week of trying to get together and figure out what to do, I was like, all right, I'm going to do something for the sake of necessity to get the first date out of the way. And also I know him. I'm saying I've met him before. So I know this person a little bit better than a traditional blind date situation. So I offered that maybe we should order a pizza and hang out at my place, and my babysitter goes out on Friday night and hang out for the evening, not to spend the night, but just to maybe get the first date out of the way over a pizza and a bottle of wine and a movie. And bear in mind, my kids are home, and sleeping in the next room, so nothing overly sexual would have gone on anyway. So that's when he basically was like, blah, 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 blah. I would love to. I'm seeing someone. Somebody tried to set me up with a month ago with a boy who's seeing someone who is not Jewish and far younger than me.
I feel like that's exactly why people shouldn't be matchmakers if they're not a professional matchmaker.
The boy had no idea. So obviously I now have to explain to him what I thought. Oh God. So I was like, at any point did so-and-so mention to you that he thought you and I should date on any capacity? He was like, oh no. I was like, right. Right. Okay. Oh God. And he's like, no, are you kidding me? He's like, this is so flattering. I was like, no, I want to die. I mean, thank God I have children. I have to live this one down. He's so nice. Oh, thank God, no permanent damage was done. All that was done was an innocent suggestion of a date. date. That was it. So thank God I didn't like jump the gun. Like no one sent any nude photographs. No one sent, none of that shit went on. No.
You dodged the bullet there.
All right, like the Matrix.
So the point is, Louis, this shit happens to like all of us. Do you understand? I've been schmoozing with a boy I thought liked me for the past 3 weeks. I've been trying to rearrange my schedule to go on a date with a boy that I thought wanted to go on a date with me. He wants to have a drink with me and hang out with me in a non-sexual, which makes sense because we're both comedians. We both like similar genres of comedy. He has a very high friend interest in me. Oh God, now I fucking know that. And how did I find out? Because he does not. Oh my God. So you're not the first. Like this shit, this embarrassing shit happens to all of us. And this is fresh, yo. This went down yesterday. It's all still at the surface. I almost wish the boy who keeps breaking up with me would come back for just another day. Like this is so embarrassing.
Alrighty then. So what's left to say?
What is to say? I'm saying we all get the crap. We all get it. Like it's not just you.
Okay, didn't say it was.
She needed to vent. Let her vent about her traumatic story. I feel like,
dude.
I feel like the person in question here. You need to go to your friend that wanted to hook you up with this. Like if you're gonna hook up somebody, you need to know that both parties are maybe single and available.
Oh my God,
that might be step one.
God, what if I had said something like that? Oh, I mean, I would not do that. I'm not the type to do that anyway. But I'm saying, like,
I mean, imagine.
Thank
like,
God.
Seriously, imagine if you invited them over to your house and you open the door and you're wearing lingerie and you were like,
surprise, motherfucker.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh my God.
And he was like, I think of you as a sister. Oh
my God. I was like, it was so humiliating. No, and apparently, oh, thank God, at least like, I'm gonna puke. At least like the only reason I gotta know is because he's dating somebody.
Oh.
I mean, but I would never want to like, oh my God, if anyone ever tries to set me up again, I would just have to be like, I need a sworn affidavit that this person that you speak of has already shown you interest in dating me. Because if you can't provide that to me, I don't want to hear about this shit. No, because like he and I were talking anyway, and then my other friend over here is like, I think you guys, I think it's such a good idea. And he and I were schmoozing because he's just a lovely person that liked me a lot, just not whatever. And so I thought he was talking to me because, you know what I mean? Because this intermediate was talking to both of us. That's what I thought was happening here. I was wrong.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry your dreams were dashed.
Yeah, so my dreams get dashed too. You ain't the only one going home alone crying at night.
I'm crying.
No one.
I'm not.
Either,
whoa.
Louis. No one loves me either, Louis.
What?
Me and you, boo. We alone in this shit.
You know.
She just called you a single mom, Louis. Way to go. I feel like we've hit our hour. We're a little over the hour.
Yeah, right.
Oh jeez. All right.
Y'all know. Let's do the promotions. Yael, what you got?
Right. So follow my new blog, Urban Humor, Yael Michaels at WordPress.com. We are going to be hosting on the 4th Thursday in October, the He She Show at the Creek in the Cave. Actually, not hosting, headlining.
Oh.
Like, subscribe, download. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Saturday.
All right. What's going on?
So yeah, surprise motherfuckers. You can follow me. You can follow my personal podcast, The Crotch Shot Radio Show, on iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Stitcher. Just do a search for The Crotch Shot Radio Show, or follow me on my Facebook at Louis B Comedy, or Twitter Louis B1. So take away, Keenan.
Y'all know you can find all my future stuff on www.KeenanWeaver.com. That's KENANWEAVER. Couple of weeks I got coming up. I'll be in the Poconos, some weird hotel, some weird restaurant somewhere. So, you know, if you're trapped in the Poconos because for some reason you have no work ethic and want to move to New York or Philly, come on down and I will help entertain that dark soul. All right, guys, y'all also know the information for Love and Play. We're on Twitter at For Love and Play. We're on Facebook, the WordPress, the website, everything is out now.
Subscribe, follow us.
Take care.
Post your questions. We love
Keep playing.
Keep loving, playing. Wear condoms. Not all children are children. Some are choices. Have a great week.
Surprise, motherfucker.